How's it going, everybody? Desir here, and we have our round 2 matchup for Cosmic Crucible. We have 8 matches left until the season ends, so we have to make some pretty good progress today. We already did get one loss this week, so we don't want to get a second loss and go 1-2 for 2 weeks in a row. We need to start getting momentum going, so we're going to try to make some riskier plays today, because our opponent today is pretty beefy. Let's go ahead and check out Mossman's TCP and defense. Mossman is 132 million TCP, as you see. They have a pretty beefy roster, and this is going to be at least a 33 million punch-up for me. So I have done this type of punch-up before. We just have to make some riskier plays, and hopefully our defense can help us out today. Let's go ahead and check out the defense next. For stage 1, they have the 3-piece X-Treme X-Men. They did end up adding in Phoenix and Rogue to this comp. For stage 2, they have the Spider Society with Mephisto. We will be doing the double sack method into this team, and we should be able to take this out. For stage 3, we have Infinity Watch with Spider-Man Big Time. The Spider-Man Big Time is an interesting touch here. For stage 4, we have the Mercs for Money with Nightcrawler and Zombie Juggernaut. For stage 5, we have the Illuminati team here with Captain Britain. So I will be doing the double sack method into this, and I want to see if I can actually take this out. If it doesn't work, I'm going to back out and save the team. For stage 6, we have the Hive Mind Sasquatch Super Skrull team. We're going to try an interesting comp here, and if it doesn't work, then we're going to go for the cleanup. For stage 6, we're going to try using our Apocalypse, Red Hulk, Cabal and Emma to get a speed boost, and Vahl. Vahl is here so that way we can try to use the special to get a nice ability block on somebody. And the goal here is to at least kill 1 or 2 characters off if we don't get the full clear. If that happens and we pull enough abilities, this should be a much easier cleanup for us. The Cabal and Emma will allow us to go first here. The Red Hulk is going to use the special into the Sasquatch, giving a turn meter rewind to the Red Goblin and Carnage. Super Skrull does end up using the special into our Apocalypse, which is unfortunate here. The Void Knight uses the ultimate as well, and that does end up pushing the Hive Mind characters to where they're going to start lapping us. Here I did end up losing the Red Hulk. As long as we make it to Apocalypse's ultimate, I'm going to feel satisfied with this hit. So here it is Apocalypse's turn. I end up using the ultimate. I end up getting the stun on the Sasquatch, and we're going to go for the Void Knight to use the ultimate here. The Super Skrull does end up using the ultimate as well, so we were able to burn that ability. We're going to come back later for the cleanup on this hit. For stage 4, we're going to test using the Cabal with Void Knight and Archangel. Void Knight already goes very fast, and with him as a raider, that should allow the Cabal team to speed up here. If we start getting kills, the Archangel should start doing turn meter rewinds. Let's go ahead and see how this plays out. Nightcrawler does end up using the special into the Archangel, so that did give us stun on him. Void Knight's turn comes up, we end up using the ultimate on the Zombie Juggernaut, and that was able to flip all those positive effects into negative effects. However, that did end up pushing the old man Logan to where he gets his turn off. And here you can see we already lost our Archangel. Void Knight is very low in health and possibly will bleed out. Iron Patriot does end up getting his turn, so we use the special into the Panda Pool. That calls the assist in, and the Panda Pool still has the taunt on himself, so we do have to use Namor's special into the Panda Pool. Leader's turn comes up, we use the special into the Old Man Logan, and here everything's looking like it's going to work out. The Iron Patriot does end up doing the basic into the Old Man Logan. The assist came in, but we weren't able to kill him, so the Old Man Logan did end up getting another turn off. And here you can see the Mercs for Money team start rebounding. This isn't going to work, so I will be backing out. So as you see, we did make a slight adjustment here. We did end up dropping the Void Knight, and we added in Zombie Juggernaut. The Zombie Juggernaut will be able to take the Nightcrawler stun, and hopefully this is going to allow us to where we're not going to hit the Old Man Logan and speeding him up, to where we can actually start getting some kills and turn meter rewinds with Archangel. The Nightcrawler will be going first again and does end up using the special into our zombie Juggernaut, but he's not able to get stunned, so this is already working better for us. Because of the positioning, we are able to use Archangel's special into the enemy zombie Juggernaut, and we were able to get a crit off of that. We did end up losing our zombie Juggernaut, but we are going to be okay still. The Dakin does end up doing his special into our characters. The enemy Panda Pool ends up doing a special as well. But now it is Iron Patriot's turn. We end up using the special into the zombie Juggernaut, the assist comes in and we get a kill. So the Archangel rewinds are already starting to work in our favor. Namor does the special into the Panda Pool and we were able to get 2 kills off of that, which gives 2 turn meter rewinds. Here the Old Man Logan does end up getting his ultimate off, but we're already making some pretty good progress. Archangel does the ultimate into the Dakin and we get a kill for another turn meter rewind. Iron Patriot does the basic and gets the assist. We get 1 kill on the Old Man Logan. And now it's Namor's turn and we get the ultimate off for even more turn meter rewind because we were able to push him under. Leader does the basic, calls the assist, and we get the kill. This worked a lot better, but was still a little dicey at times. For stage 1, we're going to use our Masters of Evil with Nova. Nova's a pretty good choice here because he does give us some utility and a stun, and if we get to the ultimate, that's going to get some nice damage out there and that battlefield effect of the Nova Force. Because the ice is on the other side of the team, I don't really need to swap anything over to Raider to make sure that we don't get an ability block. This team should work fairly well here. Titania will be going first here. We are going to end up targeting the Rogue and using the ultimate. I don't really care about the ability block because she is a Raider, but it's more about getting that disrupt on her. For Kang's turn, we end up targeting the Sunspot and use the special. That does end up putting slow out there on Forge, Gambit, and the Sunspot. For Moonstone's turn, we target the Forge and use the special. That will get the trauma with the stun on him. For Absorbing Man's turn, we're going to stay targeted on the Forge and we're going to use the ultimate. That's going to clear those nade effects and get a heal on him so we take some more Gambit pings. Titania's turns up, we're going to target the Phoenix and use the special. And for Nova, we're going to target the Gambit and use the special as well so we can get a stun on him. Rogue does end up using the special on our Kang for a turn meter rewind, but because of the disrupt, she didn't get any of her positive effects on herself. Here we did end up losing our Absorbing Man, but we're still doing okay. Moonstone's going to target the Rogue and use the ultimate. I didn't want her using the ultimate on me. Gambit does end up using his ultimate on us, but Kang now has his turn. We're going to stay targeted on the Rogue, we're going to use the ultimate, and that basically clears everybody off besides the Gambit and the Rogue. The Dark Phoenix does come back and use the special on us. Titania uses the ultimate into the Phoenix. And here we are able to make it to the Nova's ultimate turn, so we use that ultimate on the Phoenix. Kang's turn comes up, we use the basic on the Phoenix, and we were able to get this cleared. For stage 5, we're going to use our double sack method. So we're going to first go in with the Invaders, wipe here, then we're going to go in with our follow-up team. For sack number 2, I'm going to go in with the Infinity Watch here. I'm hoping to burn enough abilities off of this one to where we can go in with that third team and hopefully do some real damage. So for the team that we're going to be going in with, we are going to use our Superior 6 with Vulture. Vulture's going to take those speed up off the enemy. We won't be able to gain the speed up, but we should be able to at least even out the turn meter here. Green Goblin Classic's ultimate won't be doing a turn meter rewind, but it will still put out the trauma and some pretty good negative effects with damage. I'm hoping we can at least do some pretty good damage here and hopefully get that full clear. If we don't get the full clear, I will be backing out so I can save this team and use it elsewhere. Black Panther Shuri is going first here, and she does end up doing the special to get the ability block into our Green Goblin Classic, unfortunately. So I am forced to use the basic here, so I'm going to target the Black Panther Shuri, so that way we can do damage to her and the Hank Pym. Vulture's turn comes up, we use the special to get slows out there into the Black Panther Shuri and Hank Pym as well. The bonus of that was put in the slow on Mr. Fantastic. I'm going to try to tunnel down the Hank Pym first, so Kraven will be doing the special into Hank Pym, so that way we do have that ability block on him. For Doc Ock's turn, we use the special, so we are able to summon out the Shocker. Spider Slayer does end up doing the special, so we did get some nice AoE damage out there. Here we did end up losing our Doc Ock by the Black Bolt Burp. Mr. Fantastic ends up doing a basic into us as well, and it does chain across. For Shocker's turn, I end up using the special here. I want to get that offense up to my entire team. And again, the Black Bolt Burp did end up killing our Shocker. It's Green Goblin Classic's turn. We use the ultimate on here. Now we don't get that turn meter rewind, however we did some pretty good damage. Vulture again, we use the ultimate. We did some pretty good damage out there as well. We did end up losing the Spider Slayer, but now it's Kraven's turn. We use the ultimate, so we did get some pretty massive damage out there. Captain Britain ends up using the special into us and does end up putting a stun on the Kraven while rebounding into the Vulture. And the enemy team is starting to bleed out. We were able to kill out Mr. Fantastic already and the Black Bolt. Black Panther Shuri ends up bleeding out, and Hank Pym did end up getting a heal off, unfortunately. So here I was kind of torn on what to do. I ended up doing the special into Hank Pym. We were able to kill him, so now it's 3 versus 1. In hindsight, because of what's about to happen, I think I should have done that on Captain Britain and hopefully would have killed him because he was fairly low on health. Captain Britain ends up soloing us here, so we do end up backing out, and like I said, we will be saving the team to use them elsewhere. For stage 2, into that Spider Society with Mephisto, we will be doing the double sack. The first one's going to be using our shield minions. They're just fodder to basically try to get that exhaust mechanic on the Mephisto. For the second sack team that we're using, we're going to use our new Avengers. I was hoping that they'd be fast enough to where I can pull a few more abilities off in here. They do have evades and death proofs. So this is going to be sack number 2. And then for the third hit, we're going to use our real team and get the clear on this one. For the clear on this one, we're going to use our full Superior 6 team because we didn't really need them into that Illuminati team because we backed out. This team is a great team to take into the Spider Society with Mephisto. I'm able to strip off their buffs, do lots of damage in here as well, and everybody's able to start with their ultimates. The Spider-Man Noir is going first here because of all the buffs that we have. He ends up targeting our Doc Ock and using the ultimate. and the Green Goblin Classic starts doing the retaliates already. For Lizard's turn, we end up using the ultimate to try to strip all the positive effects off the other team, and Penny was able to keep some of her buffs because of her resist. For Green Goblin Classic's turn, we target the Mephisto because he had a vulnerable on himself, and we use the ultimate. That is a nice turn meter rewind, and we were able to get the kill on the Spider-Man War already. For Kraven's turn, we target the Penny and use the special. And for Doc Ock's turn, we end up using the ultimate. That is able to kill the Mephisto, and everybody else is very low on health. Spider Slayer does the special, and we are able to take out the Penny. And Lizard ends up doing the special into the Peter B. Parker, and we end up getting the clear. This team worked perfectly in here. For the cleanup into Stage 6, we're going to use our new Warriors team. Because Void Knight already got killed off, there's only 4 members left on here. We don't have to worry about Void Knight going first and giving that ability energy to the Hive Mind team. The Super Skrull already burned his ultimate as well, so this should be a much easier cleanup for the new Warriors. The Super Skrull does end up going first and uses the special into the cloak. He did end up killing Cloak off of that, and that did end up speeding up the Hive Mind a little bit. For Firestar's turn, we end up using the ultimate into the Sasquatch, and that does do the turn meter rewind to the Red Goblin and the Carnage. The Super Skrull does the basic into the Dagger, and that does chain over to the Firestar as well. For Dagger's turn, we use the special into the Carnage, and that chains to the left towards the Red Goblin. Gwenom does the special into the Carnage, and now it's Deathpool's turn. We use the special into the Carnage, and that does spread those negative effects into the Sasquatch and the Super Skrull. Gwenpool does the ultimate, and that kills everybody besides the Super Skrull. We get 3 pings from Deathpool into this, and now it's Super Skrull versus the new Warriors. Deathpool has the charges, we use the ultimate, and we get that permakill on the Super Skrull. For Stage 3, we're going to end up using our Tangled Web with Kestrel, Ironman Infinity War, and Northstar. Northstar is going to be able to strip all those revive onces off the other team, and this should be a pretty easy clear. The Spider-Man Big Time ends up targeting the Northstar and uses the ultimate on him, and that does end up hitting everybody. For 2099, we're going to end up targeting the Nebula and using the ultimate. The Spider Weaver ends up using the ultimate into the Spider-Man Big Time as well, because he's the only character that did not have immunity on the other side of the field. Northstar's up, we use the ultimate, and that was able to flip those positive effects into negative effects on Nebula and Gamora while taking those revive onces off. The Kestrel ping comes in and does take out the Nebula. Kestrel does the special into the Vahl, and that does end up taking out the Gamora as well. Ironman Infinity War uses the special into the Vahl, and that does a nice rebound chain between Vahl and Adam Warlock. For Spider-Weaver's turn, we use the basic into the Adam Warlock. The 2099 uses the special into the Adam Warlock, and Kestrel does the ultimate into Spider-Man Big Time, and we're able to get a very easy cleanup with Iron Man Infinity War's ultimate. And we were able to pull out the victory on this one, even though we end up having that mess up on Stage 4. Our opponent Mossman got 39,784 points, while we got 40,199 points. So we actually had a pretty good efficiency score as far as our attacks went. Let's go ahead and check out the defenses to see what ended up happening. For Stage 1, we end up using our Masters of Evil with Nova. We were able to get the one shot. Our efficiency wasn't great though. We got 8351. For stage 2, we did end up doing that double sack method into that Spider Society Mephisto. The Superior 6 did a very good cleanup. We got a 75-69 on that one. For stage 3, that Tangled Web with Kestrel, Ironman Infinity War, and Northstar did very well against that Infinity Watch. We got an 83-63, and that's mainly because of the health bonus that Northstar lost on this one. For stage 4, we failed that first attack, but we were able to make that adjustment by adding Zombie Juggernaut in with the Cabal team, and we were able to get that one shot off of that. We got a 75-59. For stage 5, we got 0 points on this one. I felt that we had a very good chance though of getting that clear as you saw in the attack, so I do look forward to trying this matchup again in the future if I run across it. For stage 6, we ended up using Apocalypse, Red Hulk, and friends, and we were able to kill off Void Knight. We were also able to pull off several of the abilities that were very important in that matchup, such as Super Skrull's ultimate. The New Warriors were able to come in and get the cleanup. That got us a 79-57. As for our defenses, our opponent ended up using Eternals, Cabal, Emma, and Loki. They didn't really do anything as far as that goes, but the Masters of Evil was able to clean that up. That got them a 79-61. For stage 2, our opponent did the double sack method as well into our Spider Society Mephisto. They end up using the Cabal team here, which I think was a waste after doing the double sack. This got them a 75-70. For stage 3, our opponent ended up using the Darkhold team with Quicksilver into our Darkhold Quicksilver Dakin. They were able to get the clear on this with the 83-61. For stage 4, our opponent ended up using Apocalypse, Red Hulk, Tangled Web, and Super Skrull. This was into our Annihilators, Old Man Logan, Nightcrawler team. They got a very poor efficiency score of an 83-48. For stage 5, our opponent ended up doing the Black Order as a sack, then they attempted the Superior 6 team after the second hit, and that didn't go well. They followed that up by doing Secret Defenders as the third hit, and they got 0 points on the Illuminati team. And for stage 6, our opponent ended up using a combination of Black Knight and Storm into my Super Skrull and friends. For the second hit, they end up using the New Warriors, and they able to finish that off with the Alpha Flight Weapon X team. This got them a 75-44. So even though I had that mistake in stage 4, my opponent made a few slip-ups as well. I think they could have done better by using Cabal elsewhere as opposed to a third hit into that Spider Society Mephisto team. That definitely could have cleaned them up a little bit by maybe using that into stage 6 and using one of those stage 6 teams such as the New Warriors into the cleanup of stage 3. But I'm very happy I got the win on this one, so I am currently 1-1. Hopefully my round 3 matchup goes well enough, and then we can keep that momentum building up into the final 2 weeks of Cosmic Crucible season. Now if you did like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.